everyone, and welcome back to the WWE Universe. I'm your host, Jitch, and you are watching ECW as we are just 5 days away from WrestleMania. This is the final episode of ECW for WrestleMania, and it has got some really big implications, as we are going to be seeing tonight two one-on-one rematches from last week under special stipulations. Kicking things off, Brodus Clay and Ezekiel Jackson, powerhouse teammates, facing off again after Jackson dominated Brodus last week.
The following contest is a submission match. Approaching the ring from Pasadena, California, weighing 367 pounds,
In one of our special WWE.com interviews, Brodus Clay said that he was holding back on Ezekiel Jackson last week. He was trying to show respect to his tag team partner of the Powerhouse because they can't be separated whether management wants them to be or not. But he said that Ezekiel Jackson crossed the line last week. He still sees him as a brother, but here tonight, he's going to make him tap like a little bitch to ensure that he is still going to the ECW Championship Scramble match at WrestleMania. Jackson was unavailable to comment on the matter.
and his opponent from Harlem, New York, weighing 309 pounds, Ezekiel Jackson.
Did you say Harlem, New York? Wasn't Ezekiel Jackson from, like... I don't remember where he was from. Oh no. I wanted to say Ghana, West Africa, but that was Justin Gabriel. He had a really thick accent, I remember. Because I don't think he's American. I might be wrong. I don't know, for some reason I don't remember him being American. I don't even remember what he sounded like as Big Rick in Lucha Underground anymore. That just didn't sound right. Is he really from New York? Was I just completely misunderstanding? Oh no, Justin Gabriel from Cape Town. I don't remember now. Oh, this is confusing me. I don't care. It is not important. Everyone's gonna tell me anyway and pretend that they knew because they can Google search it. I've seen this before. Phone's on charge. I can't Google search right now. Anyway, so Brodus Clay, yeah, he says he's gonna put Jackson through the ringer here tonight, and he's gonna have to send his brother on his way because, as has been said last week on ECW, this one's not just for Brodus Clay's spot in the ECW Championship Scramble match. This one is also for their careers. We've been told that the loser of this match will be fired from ECW. I don't know what's up with ECW's new management, but they really want to cut back on some people before taking on some newcomers in the new season and the draft. So they are very much willing to let go of people right now. And this one's a little bit terrifying, to be honest. Brodus Clay. Jackson definitely dominated Brodus Clay last week on ECW. There's no doubt about it. That was a very one-sided match last week. But Jackson showed that he can make Brodus Clay tap out with that torture rack submission hold, which is of course why this is a submission match this week. ECW management giving Brodus a chance at redemption by making Jackson tap, but of course giving the upper hand as well to Ezekiel Jackson with his torture rack finisher. As he did certainly prove himself last week. Look at the strength of Ezekiel Jackson. This guy's a beast.
Brodus Clay.
I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds for these two talented superstars. Which one of them will be heading into the Championship Scramble? One thing we do know, Husky, Harris, and Brodus' spots may be up for grabs tonight in their individual matches, but 3 people who will definitely be facing off in the Championship Scramble are that of the ECW Champion Jack Swagger himself, and 2 challengers in the former champion, The Big Show, finally getting his rematch, as well as Mick Foley finally getting that big career-defining opportunity. But it is Big Show here tonight who is getting a serious chance at one-on-one big-time victory moment mania when he faces one-on-one with Jack Swagger in a non-title main event. Still to come up next, though, Husky Harris' spot in the Championship Scramble match at WrestleMania is up for grabs. And once again, Jackson with incredible strength as Goldust negotiated with ECW management backstage a special stipulation that he feels will greatly benefit Kane. As the man with the advantage, he is allowed that. I am very curious to see what exactly it is that Goldust has decided to drop on Kane. A sharp elbow drop.
What does Ezekiel need to do now, King?
Fight. He needs to fight. Through him. I believe there's just one more episode this week. SmackDown this Friday, and then WrestleMania is really right there. At long last, we'll be able to find out what it is that goes down at the grandest show. I mean, it is absolutely 100% complete now. We know every single match that is heading into the WrestleMania event. I was actually talking before in SmackDown about the fact that things pretty much went according to plan. I can actually trace it a little bit more back for you if you want some more insider information on my planning and stuff. I initially planned from the very get-go that Batista would get screwed out of World Championship matches all year round until he would get a WrestleMania shot at Brock Lesnar. The initial way I was going to go about it was I wasn't expecting Batista to win the Royal Rumble, so Batista was going to go on a bit of a win streak in the coming weeks of Raw, which I admittedly slipped on booking, so I'm glad he won the Rumble. He's going to go on a bit of a win streak, and he was going to win like a big non-title, just one-on-one match between Batista and someone I hadn't really decided who, probably Orton. And then he was going to like plead with Lesnar of like, because Lesnar was my plan to win the Chamber anyway. I didn't end up playing it, but I was hoping he would. And then Batista was basically going to plead with Lesnar. He's going to be like, give me just one shot at WrestleMania and I will prove to you that I can beat you. And if it weren't for it being Batista, pretty much anyone else who won the Rumble would have just gone for the WWE title. Because my plans for that one were a bit more open. I was open to like multi-man matches and stuff, whereas I always planned on Batista and Brock for the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, there's Brodus Clay's finisher move. That is not going to get the job done in a submission match, though. Jackson's going to be hurting from that, and it's going to soften him up greatly, but it's not going to get the job done. All Jackson's got to do is throw Brodus over those shoulders. I guess in a way I understand what Brodus is doing, though. You wear out your opponent like this, you absolutely tear him apart limb from limb, and they're not going to be able to lift you for a torture rack. They're not going to be able to do anything of quite that level. Trying to think what else I had planned out for like a really long time. I mean, obviously The Miz and Rock was a big plan for the WWE title. Submission hold applied by Brodus. Is this going to be enough to make Ezekiel Jackson tack out? The guy is full of strength, as you see right there. Really thought that was going to be the end of it. The ECW title match was either going to be DiBiase and Swagger at Mania, but I just kind of wanted to wrap the story up, and it would have been DiBiase versus like Foley at Mania, with DiBiase playing like the super heel after throwing everyone away and getting what he wants. But if Swagger won, well, you've already seen what happens. So I tried to cover a lot of grounds, but everything's pretty much gone according to plan. I did actually want DiBiase to win at Chamber, so that one was a slight throw-off, but it worked. It's a bit like how I didn't want Cena to win the WWE title, but it did canonically make sense to have Undertaker then immediately go for him and want that WWE title. And obviously, in some sense, Cena becomes the ultimate heel in some people's eyes because he brings back the spinner belt that people hate. So, I mean, obviously he's not a heel, as you've been able to tell, but like you kind of interpret it how you want. You have your side and you swing for it. If anybody's curious about anything else, feel free to ask and I'll be sure to respond in the comments. I'm always happy to share my plans once it's all been played out. Here's the torture rack locked in by Ezekiel Jackson and Brodus Clay. This is what won his match last week. Here tonight, it would take away Brodus' spot in the championship scramble match, and obviously he just wasn't willing to lose that, so he fought his way out of that. I think if there's anything else that like comes to mind, I mean, obviously, as I said before, I wasn't planning on the United Kingdom winning the tag titles from the Power Trip. The Power Trip was supposed to go to WrestleMania, having issued a challenge to the Road Warriors. I think what else there was. This could genuinely just be the end of the match right here. No, okay. For the WWE Tag Team titles, I was actually more leaning towards Gabriel and Slater going for them, but when Gabriel won a qualifier for the light heavyweight title, I thought, that makes more sense at the moment. I don't want any double champions. I'm trying to cut back on that whole double champion shtick. It's been a lot of that in the last year, and I don't normally, I'm quite a hater of it, to be honest. It's just that in the storylines that played out before I planned in advance, it made a lot of sense. Ezekiel Jackson lifting big Brodus up. I'll tell you what, this has definitely been more of Brodus' match than Jackson's. This has not been like last week's confrontation. My god, it's absolutely nuts some of the things that Ezekiel Jackson can do. Low blow is perfectly legal. In a submission match, anything goes really. They can use steel chairs, sledgehammers, ring bells, smash each other through tables, whatever they want. I think submissions only count on the inside of the ring, but what I'm saying is these guys can go as brutal as they want with this. Only way to win is by submission. And if it's a time-up result, then Brodus Clay is just declared the winner by default and keeps his spot, and Jackson is out of here. And again, Brodus dropping Jackson with that finishing move of his. I feel like Ezekiel Jackson has definitely lost this match at the current state he's in. Fans have actually been in pretty strong support of Jackson here tonight. I think people quite enjoyed watching him force a submission out of Brodus Clay.
There's another big right hand. He's got evil intention.
What the hell is Jackson going to do from the top? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I didn't know he could do that. Go on, do another torture rack. Oh my god, he is doing another torture rack. No, he's not. I thought he was. Let's go Zeke. My god, when did he get so popular? And a big clothesline into the corner. That's a trademark move of both Brodus and Jackson. Jackson's dragging him up to his feet. Here we go, second torture rack. Is Brodus Clay going to tap out his spot in the Championship Scramble and on ECW? Yes! For the second week in a row, Brodus Clay taps, and this time, he's out. No more Brodus Clay on ECW or in the Championship Scramble. Wow. That is Jack Swagger's right-hand man in the trash. Jackson is clearly more obsessed with becoming the ECW champion and turning on Swagger than Brodus. He definitely had the heart in the right spot. And for the second year in a row, Ezekiel Jackson is in the ECW Championship match at WrestleMania. What a victory as we move towards our next match of the night. Goldust has negotiated some kind of special match between Kane and Husky Harris for Husky Harris' spot in the Championship Scramble match. Can Kane defeat Husky? What even is this special match?
The following contest responsible for one fall. Approaching the ring from Brooklyn, Florida, weighing 295 pounds, Husky Harris.
Well, I have absolutely no idea what kind of a match this is, and clearly neither does the ring announcer. Normally one to slip up and tell us what it is nice and early. However, he doesn't even know. What are we in for? Husky Harris is going to go, I believe, one-on-one with Kane, with a spot in the championship scramble on the line. Goldust is insistent that he is going to fix Kane. He is going to make him the machine he once was. But I don't even know where this is headed.
123 pounds, Kane.
I'm very, very curious to see how this one plays out. I don't even think Kane knows what kind of a match he's going to be facing Goldust in. I mean, Husky Harris in. Goldust is not at ringside for this one. It's just an interesting thing to take note of. I just wonder, does Kane know what is going on? Harris looking on from ringside. I don't think he knows. I'd be surprised if he does. And oh my god, I should have known. An Inferno match. Goldust had something up his sleeve, and here it is. I'm definitely not re-recording this match because it ended really out of nowhere and stupid because this is WWE 12. No, this is the first time I've seen this matchup. Yes, sirree. Can you imagine if it wasn't? That'd be silly. Can you imagine if the ring suddenly got to 500 degrees and he just instantly threw Kane through the fire without any build-up or pomp and circumstance to it? He just kinda did. Boy, that would be silly. That would be fucking dipshit dumbass booking, that would. Good thing that didn't happen, am I right? Fuck WWE 12. It's really weird. I have the longer I've played this game, the less remorse I have felt about when I snapped that disc on stream several years back. It seems very justified the more I play it.
He escapes the hole. Kane has to be shooting through his face. Oh, what an elbow drop.
Oh, what an elbow drop. Kane got Husky Harris up on his shoulders as he slams him down on the mat.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we still have what should be a
Whiplash off the side, crashing down again. Gotta be careful, Husky. As I was definitely not saying before, Husky Harris has been a little bit sadistic in his own right, though. Seems like the cogs are turning in him. He is snapping a little bit. ECW has been very bad for Husky Harris. And I'm curious to see exactly how this match will affect him mentally. This doesn't seem like something that the youngster should be going through. But he wants an ECW title match. Goldust can be a little bit sadistic. Oh god, pushed him right into the fire. Goldust can be a little bit sadistic.
That shut down the third generation superstar.
Kane keeps signaling. Feel like we know what's coming up.
Whoa, he's measuring.
Oof.
He's out. The flames have gone up past the ring rope. Who will be dragged into the fire?
As this ring is currently on fire. Husky Harris with an excellently timed reversal. Who could have seen that coming? Not me. Kane.
Oh, they're heading right into the flames. They're heading for
He's
the
got
flames.
Husky Harris by the head as he's taking him. He threw him into the fire.
That's gonna be it.
Husky Harris is burning. Somebody help this guy. He's on fire. Is that it? Has Kane taken his spot in the championship scramble? I can barely see anything. Husky Harris is burning. That man is not covered enough for this. What on earth? Gold Dust, what is wrong with you? I believe Kane is headed to WrestleMania. He's waving. He's headed to WrestleMania. He just won an Inferno match. Husky Harris rushed this guy to a medical facility. I don't think being exposed to 500 degrees of fire and having your skin literally burn is good for anyone. Jeez. I hope Husky Harris is going to be okay.
Approaching the ring, the champion of champions, the Big Show.
Well, Big Show, the 2010 Champion of Champions trophy winner, makes his way to the ring here tonight to face off against the ECW champion Jack Swagger. And there was a point when Big Show was the proud holder of both the ECW Championship and that trophy. But Swagger screwed Big Show out of it when he made his move here to ECW, and McMahon, who was in charge at the time, immediately handed Swagger an ECW Championship opportunity. McMahon is no longer here on ECW. There is no one to protect Jack Swagger as he has to get ready for this one-on-one match with the Big Show. The only thing he's got to be grateful for is that the title is not on the line tonight, but it will be in 5 days' time. You thought the playing field for the ECW Championship Scramble match was pretty brutal before, when it was Jack Swagger, Big Show, Mick Foley, Brodus Clay, and Husky Harris. Take a grand look at it now. Jack Swagger, Big Show, Mick Foley, yes, still the same. But now instead of Brodus Clay, you got Ezekiel Jackson, and instead of Husky Harris, you've got Kane, who someone right now is determined to mentally break and bring back to the demonic, dangerous person that he used to be. Beep, beep. Alright, well, here we go. Big Show and Jack Swagger. 20 minutes on the clock. This one-on-one non-title matchup. Big Show finally going to try and get some retribution for when he was screwed out of the ECW Championship back in November following the Survivor Series. It's quite a long time to be sat brewing on something. We're at the end of March right now. 4 months Big Show has waited for this one-on-one match with no interruptions. No McMahon, no Brodus Clay, no Ezekiel Jackson, no Mason Ryan, no anything. This is just Big Show and Jack Swagger one-on-one. What happens to Big Show if he loses here tonight, though? That confidence has got to be shook to its core if he loses this match. This is such an important one for the Big Show. I mean, on paper, you look at these two and you think, oh yeah, Big Show would absolutely cream Jack Swagger any day of the week. But, I don't know. Something about Jack Swagger as ECW champion. I feel like now he's hit a point of desperation. He's no longer got any of the protection that he used to have, and the only guy left on the ECW roster that would normally protect him, Ezekiel Jackson, is coming for his championship at WrestleMania. I'll tell you what, this new ECW management have definitely played their cards right in getting everyone away from Jack Swagger that was a defender or an associate of him in any way. I'm glad that someone stepped in and took McMahon's tyranny out of ECW. This show did not need that, and it is so much better off without it.
I think I saw a smile across the face of the Big Show. He's enjoying this. Big Show's massive hand. Like a size 20 ring. That's freakish.
Oh, I love it. I love it too much.
Swagger is so confident in his ability.
Oh man, a shot like that could drop anybody. But that time, it knocked down Big Show.
Big Show taking Jack Swagger and he launches him to the opposing corner. Big flying ass! No one does it quite like the Big Show. Got that submission hold locked in, but Swagger quickly elbowed his way out of that. As the back and forth between these two continues, and that one did in fact hurt his hand. You heard it here first. No. Brodus Clay still in absolute disbelief backstage that he has been fired from ECW. His career on this brand, at the very least, is over. I do think that Brodus Clay should, in my mind, be enough of a hot commodity that any brand is going to want to pick him up. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Brodus Clay. In my opinion, I'd give it a week. I think in draft week we'll see Brodus Clay show up somewhere else nice and quick. So I don't know. I'm so sorry, everybody. I don't know why I do these things. Big Show stalking Jack Swagger from behind, but Swagger able to elbow out of that one. Big Show, though, continues to be on the offense as he slams Swagger into the mat. This former ECW champion, known to be the guy that put the ECW Championship on the World Championship side of things. Him and Vader, 2010 Match of the Year inside Hell in a Cell when Big Show won the ECW title. What with Husky Harris now out with some serious third-degree burns, with Brodus Clay now released from ECW. I believe this brand only has 8 competitors right now, and 5 of them are competing in the Championship Scramble. Tough break for Cody Rhodes, Sin Cara, and Goldust is getting a hardcore title shot at WrestleMania, so it's not a tough break for him. Tough break for Cody Rhodes and Sin Cara, the only ECW superstars to not be booked at WrestleMania.
Who's in the ring with Swagger? You can't out-grapple the two-time All-American.
Meow.
Oh, right on the spine.
Now for Sin Cara, you know, I mean, I gotta say, that is a guy who absolutely doesn't really deserve to be on ECW. The guy's losing streak is phenomenal, for lack of a better word. But when I think about excuse me, when I think about Cody Rhodes and the fact that he was the 2011 Royal Rumble runner-up, oh my god, it's pretty nuts to me that Cody Rhodes is not at WrestleMania at all. I definitely feel like the ECW brand has let Cody Rhodes down. He did have a couple shots, though. I believe he had a ECW Championship Scramble qualifier. I keep going to say chamber, that's why I pause every time. He did have a Scramble qualifier, though. And after losing that Scramble qualifier, he did also have a second chance match as well. So he's had his fair share of opportunities come his way. Jack Swagger locking in a submission hold. Big Show actually writhing in agony right now. ECW champion looking good. I mean, he's got to try and get some retribution. Batista made a chump out of the ECW champion back on Raw last week when he made a special appearance over there. I'm sure McMahon would love if Swagger was drafted to Raw. We reunited with his hand-picked ECW champion. Swagger looking for, my god, the power. That will never get old to me. That is the second time I've ever seen him do it, and it is still not old to me. Probably because it's the second. Is this going to be enough? No! Gut-wrench powerbomb did not put the Big Show away. In fact, he doesn't even look hurt from that move. Crowd just so late on that. Oh, wow. Max Swagger with an incredible hip toss. I didn't even know he could hip toss the Big Show. Okay. Showing off the stroll. That was a mistake. Taunting in the face of the Big Show. What were you thinking? Big Show going in for a cover on Jack Swagger. That's got to be it. And the Big Show pins the ECW champion just 5 days before WrestleMania. I gotta say, Swagger's chances of walking out of WrestleMania with the ECW Championship seem to be getting thinner and thinner and thinner by the week. Big Show, Mick Foley, Kane, Ezekiel Jackson, all coming for the ECW Championship at WrestleMania in a big scramble match featuring the defending champion Swagger. 20 minutes of pure chaos will lead to one man as the ECW champion, and right now I know who my pick is to come out on top with the ECW Championship. It's got to be the Big Show. He could have got back in the ring, checking on Swagger, actually showing concern for the man, and that is one thing you just don't do. You don't trust Jack Swagger. Wow. Thank you all for watching ECW, and I'll see you this Friday on the final episode of SmackDown, where we will be just 2 days away from WrestleMania. Oh man, it feels real.